Hello everybody and welcome back to another blind commentary of Parasyte the Maxim. Episode 2 as per usual as the outro. Yes, it's an interesting series to say the least. It's at the very least starting with a quite grotesque science to it and quite some alien designs to it and quite a pretty good mystery to it as well. These are all features I like. And I wish to see more of them. Of course, I wish the show to go into a more of a horror direction as well, but that's unlikely considering how much action it already had. And from what I remember, it will have more, and action usually downplays horror quite a bit. But it can be gory, it can be disgusting, and that's gonna be fine enough. Let's just get on with the series. That's a really good brutal start for this. Was the name of that alien was probably Miggy. We're going to skip this. So.
ねえねえ女子大生違うの OL さんマジありえねえマジイケてる
ごめんなさい
ちょっと待てよいいだろう少しぐらいそうちょっとだけ遊んでよねねえ
Okay. Okay.
送ろうさっきはよくもやってくれたな
Yeah. Yeah, now it's rather obvious that that is another parasite there. I'm gonna call them parasites, no matter what. So, that was freaking brutal, because that would have blown his, like, brains out, like, as you saw, his head just I love the visual details that they put in there, but the fact that his head really just caved in and his skull probably was busted in there, and this inhumane twisting that he's doing right now, it's not horror, but it's damn right horrifying. It looks nasty, and that's good.
一度に4人じゃ胃がパンクだな
4人
Ooh.
勢い余って2周してしまった念のため顔を変えておくか
Okay. So, if this goes into a Parasite of the Week format, that's a pretty good way to establish the antagonist of this episode. That was pretty well done, I must say.
お前がいないと僕は簡単に殺されてしまう。あの変な寄生生物たちにね。
賢明な判断だ。
A wise decision indeed.
お前にも名前が欲しいんだけど。
いらん。私は人間ではないし、ペットでもない。
でもいつもお前とかこいつじゃどうもな。
では、ミギーと呼んでくれ。
Hey, I've remembered that.
右？
ああ、右手を食って育ったからミギーだ。
割と安易なやつだな。
名前とやらに興味がないだけだ。
Okay.
やるじゃない泉くん。
泉くん、もう一本決めたら里美がこないだのこと許してくれるって。ちょっと優子。
Okay.
長いのやつ。
That's rather immature, but we'll see.
あと5秒。
こうなりゃやけだ。
I got quite a weird feeling about this here. If I do remember that Parasyte actually forced him to grow, or his body to grow stronger and more physically capable, so I get this feeling that he's just gonna jump and dunk from the middle of the... well, not exactly the middle. Actually, from the looks of it, it looks like it's just about the third point. That's a pretty good lane-up nonetheless. Oh wow, that's... I mean, without a running start, that's gonna be a pretty good dunk. We'll see. Or I suppose the more realistic option. Realistic.
サンキュー、右。
すごいね、里美。
くそ、泉のやつ。
That was pretty good.
じゃあ、私行くね。
ごめん。あの時は触ろうと思って触ったんじゃなくて、勝手に右手が動いて、本当にごめん。
本当に悪いと思ってる？
思ってるよ。もう真剣に。
今度の日曜日にパンケーキおごってくれたら許してあげてもいいかな。
How simplistic.
ただし今度あんなことしたら許さないんだから。
絶対にしない。約束する。
わかった。約束ね。
I hope I'm not gonna have to censor that. Oh my god. Oh, goodness gracious, that came out of nowhere. Okay.
なんでもないんだ。大丈夫。
泉くん、君、泉真一くんだよね。
何言ってんだよ。当たり前じゃないか。
じゃあね。
どういうつもりだよ。
人間の生殖行動に興味があった。新一はあの女と交尾したかったんだろ。
交尾ってそんなんじゃなくて。
泉、ちょっと顔貸せ。
Okay.
一人で喋ってたのは口説きのリハーサルか？あ？
別に。そろそろ着替えに行かなきゃ。
待てよ。俺が村野のこと好きなの知ってんだろ？
あれ、そうなの？
Oh my goodness. Okay, this high school setting actually has a pretty bad downside to it, which is that it highlights how honestly flat the characters are, or how stereotypical they are. But I suppose since that's not going to be if that's not going to be the focus of the show, that's not going to be too bad. I hope. Also, I hope I don't have to censor anything, because jeez, that's okay. Just the characters do seem rather stereotypical, which is unfortunate. But at the very least, we do have Mickey, who is quite a different one, sort of creature. So that's that, of course. And if the show doesn't focus on the characters, well, then it's unimportant to focus on the characters, you know. So hopefully that's the direction the show will go in. So I don't have to get annoyed. Fight me. Oh, that's rather casual.
何すんだよ。
どうした？殴り返せないのか？
Let's see his right hand punch
この間
by
みたいに右が本気を出すと大怪我させるかもしれない。
この軟弱野郎が。
やめろ。
Oh! Okay.
少しは手加減しろよバカ。
バカ。それは自分よりバカな相手に使うべき言葉だ。
殺してないだろうな。
That's okay. That's a lovely little comment from Mickey there that I love. I really do like that. He's just like, that's something you call someone who is less intelligent than you, implying that he is a bit more intelligent than Izumi. So Shinichi. That's just, I like that little insinuation there that, well, that Mickey knows that he is quite the smart one. Although I suppose if his entire existence is to absorb information and devour the human race, yeah, I suppose he would be ingrained with innate intelligence. So,
安心しろ。
that was yeah.
ところで新一、排泄行為を我慢するのは体に良くないぞ。
Oh, how is so? Mickey is also.
新一、
なんだよ。人のいるところでは喋るなって言っただろう。
この生殖器、ちょっと
あ
なんだって。
I don't know how I feel about the show being so immature to contrast with the horror, or the gore. It can be effective, but it is goddamn immature. But it is noteworthy, for better or for worse. Okay.
みんなで飲んだ。よせ。やめろってのは。
Oh my god.
冷たい新一。
うるさい。
ちゃんと洗わないと白癬菌が繁殖して陰菌たむ。
うるさい。
お前何さっきから息子と話してんだ？
ミンチ殺人？
うん。被害者がズタズタに引き裂かれる事件が世界各地で起きてるんだって。ネットには結構えぐい動画とかもアップされちゃってるみたい。
犯人は
まだ捕まってない。っていうか世界で同時多発的に民事殺人を起こすなんて無理でしょ。犯人は一人じゃなくて多分狂信的なカルト集団とか。
そういえば、立川のお兄さんって刑事だったよな。
でもこの事件については一切教えてくれないんだよね。ってことは裏を返せば警察とか政府がすでに動き出しているってことじゃない？
やっぱりミギーの仲間たちか。
間違いないな。この間の犬を見て分かった。犬に宿ったものは犬だけを食う。人間に宿ったものは人間を食う。共食い専門というわけだ。
That is a rather interesting notion. Now, I don't know whether that will come into play later on or not, but the fact that they are specializing in cannibalism is an interesting thing at the very least. I certainly see some potential in that being important, and especially since that might mean that they might literally be cannibalizing themselves by eating other parasites. That could be really quite interesting. Now, I have no idea whether the show is going to go in that direction or not. Damn, it's good that I don't remember, but I wonder, like, the fact that they are innately cannibalistic could be a really cool detail. I just wonder how. There's some potential there.
何を考えている？
このまま黙ってていいのかな。
黙ってていいのかとは？
奴らをほっとけないだろ 次々に人を殺しているんだ。
ほっとけないとは。
いいか、僕たちだけが正体を知ってるんだ。このままじゃ犠牲者が増えるばかりだよ。
だから
お前のこと世の中に発表して研究してもらえば。
何を言っている。新一の理屈はよくわからん。私の仲間たちはただ食っているだけだろ。生物なら当然の行為じゃないか。同種が食われるのがそんなに嫌なことなのか。
当たり前だよ。人の命って尊いものだろ。
わからん。尊いのは自分の命だけだ。私は私の命以外を大事に考えたことはない。
だろうね。君はけだもので虫けらだもんな。
それ蔑んでいるつもりかい。もし君が私の身に害を及ぼすような行動に出るなら、私は全力でそれを阻止するぞ。
へえ、僕に逆らって生きていけるの？寄生虫のくせに。
君の命は守る。しかし口を聞けなくすることぐらいできるんだぜ。
おお。
他に視力や聴力を奪うという手もある。ほう、すごい恐怖心だ。少し休んだ方がいいな。
Well, as I was hoping for the show to go into a more horror style, it goes and throws this into the picture. Yeah, Mickey is a parasite. That's a good thing to keep in mind, even though they are being rather conversational, shall we say. They are talking quite a bit with one another. Mickey is still a parasite, and he really can kill Shinichi at any time, so that's a rather important detail to keep in mind, I suppose. And this is a really good reminder of that. The fact that the parasites really do seem to be a predator species is also quite a dark thing to think about. It's a dark concept to keep in mind that they are a predator species in consideration of us, so they are basically superior than humans. In a way, although clearly they are still a parasite species, which is rather interesting to see. A parasite that is superior to a host in the evolutionary tree. Although it's not technically... biology is interesting. Let's just continue. I do appreciate the horror here.
新一、悪魔というのを調べたが、一番それに近い生物は人間だと思うぞ。人間はあらゆる種類の生物を殺し食っているが、私の仲間たちが食うのはほんの 1,2 種類だ。質素なものさ。
そんな理屈聞きたくもないよ。人が殺される。僕だけがその正体を知っている。
What of waste?
認知だ。
牛や豚を平気でひき肉にしている人間どもが今さら何を驚いている。おお、珍しいな。仲間がいる。
新一、近づいてくるぞ。私の仲間だ。左側の人混みの中にいる。人が多くてまだ見分けがつかないが、間違いない。離れた方がいい。下手をすればまた殺し合いになるぞ。もう少し急げ。近づいている。
人食い同好会のお誘いかな。
ミイチ、どこへ行くつもりだ？距離は約40メートル。すぐ後ろだぞ。
会ってやるのさ。
Oh.
殺しの顔を見てやる。
バカなことを言うな。殺されるぞ。
じゃあ
Yeah.
ミギーが守ってくれよ。
この前の犬のようにはいかないと思うがな。
It is pretty good that Mickey is acting out as a sense of reason here as well. Even though humans are innately curious, it is good to have, you know, a sense of self-preservation. And that is actually the role of Mickey here, which is an interesting way to conceptualize the parasite host concept here, but it certainly is, well, good to have a semi-symbiotic relationship between the two of them. I mean, in concept, even though it is, these parasites are clearly, well, parasites as they are named. They are, well, parasitic creatures. It's not a symbiotic relationship between them, the two of them. So it is a really good thing to have a semi-symbiotic relationship be the focus of the story here at the very least. It's just an... Goddamn, I just really do like biology in these kinds of situations. Because it does have some interesting parallels to the evolution of some species, so... Let's continue.
ここなら人に見られないだろう。
人間の心はよくわからん。今の君は恐怖心が麻痺しているようだが、なぜだ？
人間が何人も殺されているんだ。放っておけば村野だって。その人殺しの正体が分かっているのに何もしないで見てろっていうのか。戦うんだ、人間のために。
人間のためね。
それにはお前の力がいる。手を貸してくれよなあ、ミギー。
あと5メートル。
Okay.
なるほど。逃げたのはそういうことか。人間の脳がまるまる生き残っている。こいつは確かに危険な存在だな。
うるさい化け物め。
何？
動くな。この人間を攻撃するのならお前を殺す。
待て待て。なるほどな。言いたいことはわかる。だが右手さん、君はこっちに引っ越してくりゃいいんだよ。
引っ越す？今さら移動は不可能なはず。
なんだ、お前勉強不足だぞ。確かに単純な腕から複雑な頭への移動は無理だ。だが腕から腕へなら簡単さ。どうだ、指定席を作ってやったぞ。これで信じたか。
Ooh, that is a freaking great deal. This is a pretty freaking good temptation here for Miggy to switch over to a different body, potentially a completely parasite body. Even though it would have two parasites in it, that would be the difficult question here to answer, how much damage that would cause. This is quite an interesting proposition here. Also, the show really isn't going for any low tension moments here, which is rather crucial for pacing in a show horror series. Although it has those interlaced static moments of comedy in it. But instead it is going for just, well, straight to the action, which is an interesting choice, I must say. Let's continue and see how this goes.
さあ、移ってきて俺の右腕になれ。2体が宿ればさらに強くなれるんだ。どうした？早くその人間を殺してこっちへ来い。血液がもったいない。我々が管理するこの肉体なら140年は生きられるだろう。 じれったい。だがその人間の首を落とせばいやおうなしだ。
ちょっと待て。
しまよったか。よくも貴様。俺の体。俺の。
Well, that was rather shocking.
僕を助けてくれたのか。
肉体の移動に確信が持てなかっただけだ。私は自分の命だけを大事に考えている。
It's good to have a logical agent in the series, and well, Miggy is currently. It's good to have such an uncertain factor in the story, or rather evident, like really a clear factor. Like Miggy is only working for self-preservation. That's good. It's good to have a clear motive, because that allows for us to, well, that allows for most of his actions to be logical, even if they might be suddenly surprising, but they clearly do have a logic behind them. That's just good, because otherwise they would seem, out of the left field. But it's a good way to have a logical progression. We'll see how this goes in the future, though. A parasitic relationship is rather interesting to figure out.
疲れたので眠る。
俺の体。
ミニーはあいつの命より僕の命を優先してくれた。ミギーは自分の命を守りたかっただけかもしれない。だけどなあミギー。
Okay. Pancake.
何その気のない返事。
いやそういうわけじゃ。おいしい。
わざとらしいんですけど。うちってさ、今外出するのもうるさいんだ。
なんで？
ほら、いろいろと物騒でしょ。ミンチ殺人とか。
ああ。
嫌だよね、ミンチにされるなんて。
村野がミギーのことを知ったらやっぱり気味悪がるんだろうな。
どうかしたの？
村野って動物好きだったよね。
好きだよ。でもヘビはダメ。大丈夫？
お砂場で遊ぼう。
That's really quite...
今度は俺だ。はっつれ
ひどい。行こう。あんなの見たくないよ。
そうだね。
なんだあいつ。
お前らいい加減にしろよ。
ああ、
泉くん。
ただのゲームだっつうのに勝手に邪魔してんじゃねえよ。
生き物はおもちゃじゃないんだ。みんな生きてるんだよ。お前らと同じに。
ゲゲ、くっせー、マジかよ。
Really quite corny, dude. Oh my fucking. Okay, so. This is like watching some. The music just makes it so much more silly, honestly. It's like watching a freaking MLG parody. I'm probably gonna be too lazy and edit that, but it just. With the music, it just syncs up to be just like a highlight from just some silly little parody montages, but god damn it. Just the music choice just seems so dumb there. Oh, but that was actually pretty badass if the music wasn't just off-putting there. Continue. So it's hard to take it seriously now, but yeah. Ooh.
ギーの言う通り、悪魔に一番近い生物は人間なのかもしれない。
Oh, how adorable. That was weird.
君、泉真一君だよね。
ああ、もちろん。
Oh, is it the big bad? What the hell was with that ending scene? I mean, obviously one of them was Parasyte, but that's a really odd way to end an episode. Okay. Well, there's a lot of things that I do like about the show already, and it does have some horror moments to it, like honest to God kind of good horror to it, but they are unfortunately a bit too sparse for my liking to be actually considered like a full flat out horror series, and instead it's just a thriller action series show. It's not bad in that way. Of course, it is a different genre, but it's just that I personally love horror, so it's just a bit of a shame that way. But there are a lot of interesting and good things about this show that are rather unique to it, and those are the introspective moments of the relationship between different biological beings, such as, well, in this situation, a parasite and its host, and how they might create a symbiotic relationship, and that is rather evidently coming into play here, and that's good. That is something that the show is unique to the show, and it can be only examined through an intelligent parasite, and since those don't exist in real life, it's good to have some kind of introspective moment here. But I have a fear for this, because I'm kind of afraid that the show will go into a direction that will be, oh, humanity is so bad and so evil. That's a song we've sang 1,000 times, and it's always quite boring. Well, always is a bit too rough way to say it, but it can be quite boring at most times. And it's honestly a message that is really not entertaining anymore at this point in life. However, I don't think that's going to be the main focus of the series, the evils of humanity. So that's good. I hope. We'll see. That's just the concern I have for the future of the series or the future episodes. The show has an interesting style of interspicing scenes in the places where they disrupt the mood and the pacing. And it's a good way to create horror type of sensations by making things seem rather sudden and unfitting to that kind of storytelling. But it's definitely good. It is horror story type of method. It's good way to tell horror stories, to have abrupt moments in the story, things that don't really feel like they fit there, and that is good. That's really a good way to tell a horror story, but it's just off-putting. But hey, it can be a really, really effective method of storytelling, especially in a horror series. So let's hold out hope for that. I really want to like the series, because I freaking love the whole concept of Parasyte. That's just fantastic like that. It does have really good imagery and animation at moments, but like I said I cracked up in that one moment, I feel like the music direction is, shall we say, mismanaged. Because, god damn it, it just feels mismanaged. Not enough to take me out of the mood, though. It just means that the show isn't really that much feeling like a horror series, if you catch my drift. It might not necessarily be that bad, admittedly, because it does create a unique feeling for the show, but pros and cons, you know. Still, it has a lot of enjoyable moments, but the characters are at the very least one of the really big downsides to it so far, which is that, well, majority of the characters are rather stereotypical. Except for Miggy, because he's an alien. It is an alien. And the other parasites as well, although they are quite a bit too... well, they are very, very shallow. At the very least so far, because they are going to be the antagonist. We don't need any deeper characterization for characters that will die in a few seconds. Yeah. But I really do like the sort of way that the comedy is actually, surprisingly enough, there's a lot of comedy in the show, which is handled by the straight man of Miggy, which is sudden, but it makes sense. It's surprising that the show is kind of funny. For a horror series to be funny is rather off-putting, but it's at the very least refreshing. And Miggy works fantastically as a straight man here. And the unique biology of Miggy, and shall we say its obsession over the human physiology, is also something that is certainly a bit of a unique aspect to comedy that can be, well, it is pretty freaking well utilized here, even if it feels really immature at moments. Yeah. But hey, it's still kind of, it is entertaining at the very least, and it has my attention. I want to say that the pacing is really good, but looking back at it, it just feels like it is bad. But it might not be. I have to see more episodes to fully declare anything about that. Oh my god, I just hope that there won't be any more of those freaking MLG parody moments there, because that's just gonna take me out of the mood. But hey, it's fun enough. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day, stay awesome. Ganmu out. Thanks for watching.